You were born with a dream. Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut or a YouTuber or a professional athlete. It might have changed once or twice, but throughout your life, you've had a dream. You started with a strong belief that you could achieve this dream, but as you've grown older, the doubt starts to creep into your mind, and you start to feel like it's impossible.
What if that mindset was the very thing that stops most people from achieving their goals?
What if you could achieve your dream life? So you start to work really hard every single day, countless hours just chipping away at your goals. And after months of hard work, you finally start to see some results. You finally start to make a name for yourself. So much so that you start to feel like you don't belong. You feel like an imposter amongst your successful peers. You feel like you never do enough work. You feel like you aren't good enough for this. So you quit. Another dream crushed, another potential left unfulfilled, another lifetime wondering, what if I had just stuck with it? Another life ruined by self-doubt.
So how do we make sure that doesn't happen? Self-doubt is something that I've struggled with for a long time. Even with making these videos, in the past I've been like halfway through making a video and just think to myself that what I'm saying isn't valuable, or that no one really cares what I'm saying. And no matter how confident you are when you start, once there's a little inkling of doubt, it can start to grow rapidly and just make you end up quitting altogether. And that's happened with me on multiple occasions, not just with YouTube, in other areas too. At least for me, it's easy to see how this consistent self-doubt is going to ruin my life if I don't figure it out. I've had many YouTube channels in the past, this isn't the first one. And I'd say a reason, maybe not the only reason why, but a profound reason why I stopped creating on all those channels was because I lost that belief in myself. And that belief in yourself is just so important because no one else is going to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself because otherwise nothing's going to happen. You're going to be stuck in this constant cycle of starting something and then quitting it. Self-doubt will completely rob you of your ambition, which is what I think happens to a lot of people. When they grow up with a dream, when we're younger, we think we can do anything. Why does that change so drastically as we get into our teenage years and beyond? For me, I've always had this belief in the back of my mind that I can do anything I put my mind to. And even with that, the self-doubt is always there, trying to rip my goals, my ambition, my dreams, trying to rip it away from me. And I think you can kind of see that with this channel. I've been pretty inconsistent with posting on it. And I think at least for me, a lot of the doubt comes from just spending so much time thinking. And the more time you spend thinking, the more likely it is that you'll start to spin your circumstances in a way that makes you doubt your ability. I saw this quote recently, I can't remember who said it, but it went something like, you figure it out by doing, not by thinking. And that really stuck out to me because, I'm 17 years old, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And I think I have a pretty good idea, but I wind up thinking about it a lot more than I actually spend time taking action on what I want to do and building a foundation. And I think that's where most people fall off. They do all this thinking and then they end up convincing themselves that they can't do it, so they don't. But for me, it always kind of comes back to what's going to happen in your life if you don't take action. It's probably not going to go the way you want it to. But we only get one life. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to let a little self-doubt completely destroy what I can potentially become. And it's not easy to get rid of self-doubt. I'm not saying that I don't have self-doubt, I definitely do. I'm in the process of trying to not necessarily get rid of it because I don't think anyone can truly completely get rid of doubt. But when we're getting rid of this thing, we need to replace it with something to make sure it doesn't come back. And what's the opposite of doubt? It's confidence. And at least for me, confidence is pretty hard to build. But I think the overall concept of building confidence is still pretty simple. You need to make promises to yourself and you need to actually fulfill those promises. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, you better do it. And I think that's been a big caveat for me personally. Over the past couple years, there's been a lot of times where I tell myself I'm going to do something and it just doesn't end up getting done. And it might not seem like a big deal at the time, but that really wears down your confidence in yourself because you quite literally can't even trust yourself to do something that you said you would. So if you want to build confidence in yourself, the next time you want to get something done, the next time you want to go to the gym, the next time you want to work on your business, your YouTube channel, Make a promise to yourself and tell yourself that you're going to set out a certain amount of time in the day for that thing. And when that time comes, just do it, man. Because if you don't, you're not going to be confident in yourself. You're going to have a lot of self-doubt, and you're going to spiral out of control. And all of a sudden, 20 years will go by with your dreams unfulfilled in a life that you don't want, and you'll have no one to blame but yourself. So go make yourself proud today and reap the benefits in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.